Great. Hi, Reina. Good morning.
Hello, Maria.
Um,
Hi.
I'm very happy to see you. We met at the Parently event last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, in Amsterdam, and you were part of the panel. Reina is a four-time Olympian from France, or she's been competing with France in the past four Olympics, which is like, what? I love it. And she's also a mother of two. And I was mind blown by her story during the Apparently launch. And then we talked to each other after that. And I said, I would love to interview you. You have a powerful story. So let's start with you introducing yourself, and then we can get to the question.
All right. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you saying that. Indeed, it was a great meeting. It was also a very warm event. I could feel the energy, such a positive energy and care for everyone. I really love this event. And so I'm grateful to be here as well. So for those who don't know me, well, my name is Reïna-Flor Okori. I am a four-time Olympic athlete, basically from the age of 13 years old until I was 36. My life was all about being an Olympian and competing at the greatest places in the world, running in the 100 meters hurdles, which is a very specific field because it's sprint, but you have also to run over 10 hurdles. So it's very technique. We have a lot of drills to learn and very specific um, tactics to run. So it's a very, very, very nice sport. And I have learned a lot.
It sounds also like
Yeah,
motherhood a little bit. It's a sprint,
yeah.
also jumping over hurdles. It's like, it's like my life every day. I
Yes,
thought,
I always give this metaphor, like for us women. And I mean, the hurdles is really a metaphor for life,
hmm,
and it's about how to pinpoint the hurdles and how to get through and then keep moving on forward.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
So
And the technique, and you like, how do you actually do it so that you can, yeah, not trip over it, and not slow you down, and or slow you down in a sense of basically accidentally hurting yourself and hurting the hurdle as well, because that's also
yes,
that.
and that's all about that. It's really about connection, and that's also my favorite motto from sports. And I really want to embody also that energy because many times when women talk about sports, it's only about competition and thriving. And me, what I take from all these years of top sports is really about connection. And the more you are connected, the more you can do things with ease and grace and flow. So,
Love it.
yeah.
Yes. And when you talked last week, you said that that was the first time that somebody had asked you a particular question on motherhood and Olympics, and how, and I thought to myself, wow, so that means 4 years doing Olympics, that's 16 years, basically, four times four. And in all of those years, of course, you haven't been a mother all of those years. I don't think. I think your oldest one is what, 10 or 11. Um, but in all of those years, this is the first time that somebody asked you about this. And I thought, how can this be? I was very surprised. So tell me about this a bit more.
Yes, like I said before, the world of top sport is ruled by an energy where men are more in control in the sense of it's about performing and showing your giving your best, showing how good you are, how great you are, how fast you are, how strong you are. And for many years, motherhood and being pregnant and become mother was considered to vulnerability and weakness. So for many years, women had to hide their pregnancy or just keep it into a very secret space, whereas it is a sacred space. And so me, but also other women have had to go through that. So I'm not the only one who have has become a mom and not being very expansive about it and not sharing so much about it. And even um, when I had this great opportunity to become mom, because of course, many years during my sports career, I could have been a mom, but I thought I'm going to keep my career before because I will not be respected and I will not have um, what I dream if I become a mom. So I waited a long time before becoming a mom. And then when I became a mom, I had to be very silent about it and keep it for myself, for my close family. And so included for the infrastructure around me, the federation I ran for, and it was no question to share about this pregnancy because that would mean losing contract, losing sponsors, losing credibility for being able to be performing back again. Whereas I am a performer, I have been trained to perform from the very early age. So it's a little bit a kind of a cognitive bias actually that is typically uh, related to being a woman.
Mm. Wow, I'm getting chills from all of this. And I love when you said from secret to sacred. That's a very
Yes,
powerful statement.
yes.
Yeah. And uh, so what happened? What was your can you tell us a little bit like what was your journey around this? So did you actually go eventually you can't really hide a pregnancy for very long. So eventually I suppose you had to come out and what happened? Did you actually lose the contract? Did your fears become reality?
Well, actually, I didn't come out, so I really, I'm in a generation where we are in the transition between the old world and the new world, or let's say a more holistic approach to self as athletes. More and more female athletes are talking about their motherhood. More and more athletes are talking about their mental health issues. So I am really at this junction of a crossroad of a new way of taking ownership and having a greater governance of your sovereignty
Mhm.
as a human being and as an athlete. And but so I had still one foot in the past, and that foot was I didn't show up, I didn't talk about my pregnancy, I didn't put anything on social media or whatever. And but I had this very circle of people, my partner, my family, and my coach. She's also an Olympian and an Olympic champion as well, medalist in the 100 meters hurdles, and she was also a mother, so she knew exactly everything I was going through. So I really found this support system, let's say, that despite of not showing up, that I was pregnant, that helped me to just stay focused, but in the same time go go through the pregnancy. So this is how it went. So um,
Reina, give me 1 second. I'm just going to stop the recording. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to turn off my, yeah, you were saying. Yeah. So basically what you did is in the bigger picture, there was restriction, but then you found your own niche where you could share about this so that you didn't feel completely alone around this.
yes, during that process of pregnancy, but it's true that it was not very healthy because the federation I had made a switch also to represent my country of origin. So this was also a very important project for me in all these years of being part of the French team, because I am French by culture, but my DNA is Africa, and I wanted to honor this African soul blueprint and the legacy of my ancestors. So I always had this dream of representing my home country. So that's what I did. So for the first Olympic Games, I I signed a contract with the government of Guinea Equatorial, and I took a woman to represent me as an agent. But that woman, she was focusing on preserving her or my interest, I don't know. But so she convinced me not to tell that I was pregnant.
Mm.
And so, and then I was so vulnerable. So I agreed. I said, okay, all right, and this is where many female athletes, but also other women find themselves, like they accept to do things that are not logical just because they
Mhm.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. I remember, I think Alison Felix is one of the greatest medalists in the world, and she also hid her pregnancy, and she was going to train at 4 a.m. in the morning so that no other athletes could see her stomach, and that she would not lose her contract with Nike, which she lost anyway.
Mm.
So yeah, it was very mixed of um, it was really a kind of challenging in that sense because publicly I was not pregnant, and this woman who was supposed to be my agent and was supposed to represent me didn't didn't work for my own interests, and privately I was trying to keep it for myself and for my family and nurture this while I was going to compete to the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. It's just, to be honest, it's just such a brutal recollection of how how life works. And I think with the Olympics is just the probably the tip of the iceberg. I read an article the other day on The Economist, which was titled "How Careers, How Motherhood Hurts Careers." And I
Mm.
thought immediately, motherhood doesn't hurt careers. What hurts careers is a world that doesn't accept and doesn't, put policies in place to support mothers and fathers and parents in general. And where there's no, no space for this, and there's no understanding that this, we are all here because somebody got pregnant.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. The
Yeah.
world
Mm.
is the way, the way it is because of, we exist because somebody else was pregnant and somebody
Mm.
else had us. Um, so yeah, so it is a fierce example of how in the Olympics, of course, but looking into what could be done differently, like I'm curious to know what do you think society can do, we can do as women, supporting women, but
Yes.
also men as well. Of course, we also need men. What can we?
Yes. And it's a work, it's a collective work. It's not only women. Of course, men have to do a lot with it because for so many things, rules are built, created by men. So it has to be a teamwork, that's for sure. And I think we are now in the transition of that. Athletes, women taking ownership. It's really a word I use all the time because for me this is the time now of taking greater governance of your sovereignty as a women, and as athletes we are really at we're supposed to be la crème de la crème, Olympic athletes. We represent what is the most healthy, what is the most in terms of mindset, what is the most at the top at the age, and so actually we can do it, and we have always done that. It's not nothing new. Many women were mothers and Olympic champions,
Mhm.
but then they never had the opportunity to combine the two and make it as a whole, as part of their life, like separating the career from the professional.
Yeah.
But today, there is a shift in the narrative, and and that's because of all this hardship as well. We are transitioning into a more holistic approach to performance and well-being, and I think in that sense, us athletes can be great barriers of ambassadors of that. Yes, you can become a performer, you can be a high performer, you can have high goals, you can really want to be at the top of your game, and unapologetically. So it can be part of your program, and you don't have to be ashamed of it. And because the body is so intelligent, you just need to know how to handle this fast, and that's what athletes do the best. you know. So I have been through a very effortless pregnancy, I would say, you know, from my personal perspective. I had a great team to support me. So I have created this support team for me, and this has also helped me to reach my goals. So
Mhm.
that's the major lesson I think I would say. We can do it. We can do it.
We do,
Yes.
definitely. And I wanted to touch on two more things you mentioned in during the event. One was a little bit about your birth. I really like that you said, I was so used to performance that I gave birth as soon as possible. Tell me a bit about how that happened.
Yeah, so that
Was it
was my first
intentional?
child. My first pregnancy, like I said, was really was a very strange pregnancy because I had a dead. I was I was I was pregnant and I had to deliver, but I was also pregnant from being an Olympian and deliver the best shape of my life, you know. So I had this in my mind that it was the first time for me. Like every woman, there are all these questions, wonders. How is it going to be? Is it going to be painful or not? And I took it like an athlete. So I took it really like, okay, this is gonna be like a weight lifting combined with the cardio training and long distance. So I really like took things that I did when I was an athlete to just connect the dots between, oh, this is the pain of long distance running, just breathe out, you know. But then as soon as the baby was coming, it was very fast. It was very fast, and I had this trigger in my head, like when you are weightlifting kilos, and it's a little bit crazy, but that is how I went through delivery fast. So when as athletes we do a lot of weightlifting and very heavy, like 200 kilos or 300 kilos even sometimes. So it really takes you to mobilize all your strength, energy, focus to be able to carry that weight and push it up. So I really took the same idea. So when my son was coming up, I was like, okay, now it's time to push. And so I was really like over pushing. And so the nurse was telling me, cool down, relax. Just let it come. He's coming alone, you know, you don't have to. So I was like a warrior even through my delivery, you know, because I took all this mindset of go, thrive. You know, it's now or never. And so even during this delivery process, I had this mindset. But yeah, for my second pregnancy, I took a totally different approach.
Very nice. You just embrace the letting go, right? The more feminine approach of just
Yes,
weightlifting. No
yes.
weightlifting delivery this time.
No weightlifting, no timing, no counting the days, and in the flow with the nature and in total connection with the baby that was in my belly, and just waiting for her to come and delivered at home. Um, no rush, and my mother was there, my mother-in-law was there, my partner was there. It was really a holistic birth, and it went so smooth. And yes, so both
Nice.
of the children are very happy children. I don't think they have any. Well, we know there are memories, huh? Of pregnancy. Children have memories, but so far, both of my children are very happy.
Pictures, they're beautiful as well. I love when you say, you were delivering on both fronts. You're delivering a child, but you need to deliver results as well on the work front. And that's an interesting use of words. I like that, delivering.
Yes, and that's also the happy end I was explaining. That I decided not to run because I had an injury just the day before, and it broke my heart. I That was the last thing I expected after all of what I have been going through, hiding the pregnancy and managing with negativity, and then boom, these injuries is really the last thing I really expected to finish strong, and there I was forced to really think about it. How is that worthy? Is that really worthy? What are you doing here? And why do you run? What are you running for? So that the delivery of being a champion
Where are
was,
you running from?
yeah, or where are you running from? And that's what I always say as well. And I was running from being not belong and not being part of an illusion that I had created in my head. And so and that was for me the delivery,
Mm.
not to run and to say no, I'm not gonna go and kill myself, or I mean kill, it's a very exaggerated word, but for an athlete, when you give all your life to be an Olympian, it's almost like you're front row military. you know you go or die. And so this time I really had to, in 5 minutes, make the switch. No, I'm not going there. And that was my happy ending, and
You did
I'm proud that I did it.
Yeah, you did say that. You said it's with Olympians is win or die, and actually you didn't die. Nothing died. Actually, a lot of other things came up to life. I think that's
Yes.
a message as well. What came out of all of this is a lot of beauty and a lot of learning and a lot of inspiration also for other women that can go through. And your husband's still going up and down. I love it.
Yes, my husband is going up and down, and I
I
think
think
he
he's
wants to be
training
part
for
of the
up the stairs
conversation.
Olympics.
Looks like he wants to be part of the
I
conversation.
love it because this is what life is about. So. But it's very cute because I see him in my eye. So um I think we've covered everything. I mean, of course, I can stay hours and hours talking to you and listening to your beautiful wisdom, which is super inspiring to me. I love it. I love
Thank
listening.
you.
It's very profound and very useful. I hope many other people will find it very useful. I think that you have a recent article somewhere in the French press. So if you can share it also, well, I will translate it and share it somewhere because I think it's also probably going deeper into all of these
Yes,
concepts.
indeed. Yeah. Yeah, because this is Paris Olympic Games, and we know we are a very diverse team. Um, we all share the French culture, but we all are from everywhere.
Mhm.
And the French team is really like an Olympic team within itself. So many different background cultures, and I was asked for the first time, actually the second time I was asked to talk about the duality of being French and coming from Africa, and what is the message I could share. And so it was a nice interview, and I could share to French African athletes to be connected, with the African soul blueprint, and if they still have family, especially elders who still know the story of the ancestors, that it's important that they can pass the relay so to the next generation.
Mm.
And
I
yeah,
love that. Maybe we can end with that note that well, while Olympics are all about competition, in reality, it's all about connection and collaboration,
yes,
connecting to your own self, and your
yes,
also with your own ancestry, with your own kids. So at the end of the day, life is much better with connection. I
it is, and even
Mm.
you perform better because you are in the state of flow, and you are not about the outcome, you know.
Nice.
And yes, so that's what I strongly believe. And you become healthy at the end,
Of
when you
course.
when
Yeah.
you have to give up, when your career is finished, then you are not broken, because you have been really in alignment with yourself. And so many athletes are broken after their career. They have
I'm not anymore.
mental health issues, and they don't know who they are outside of that. So
Very
it's a very important also to acknowledge that.
great. Well, thank you so much. Very, very
Thank
nice
you.
talking to you. I'll share the details with you when they're finished.
All right.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye. Thanks.
See you. Bye.